In the small town of Ravenwood, an old legend spread about the Holloway mansion, an abandoned house atop a hill. It was said that whoever entered there never came back the same. Shadows moved on their own, whispers echoed through the hallways, and objects mysteriously disappeared. My name is Victor Navarro. I'm a private detective. Ravenwood never seemed like a normal place to me. But when the Miller family hired me to investigate the disappearance of their daughter, I knew this would be a case like no other. I arrived at the entrance of the Holloway mansion. The wind was blowing hard, lifting dry leaves. The house, already worn by time, stared back at me with its sinister presence. They said their daughter was last seen here. With some effort, I pushed the heavy wooden door, which opened with a long, eerie creak. The floor was covered in dust, and the old furniture, draped in white sheets, seemed frozen in time. I muttered to myself, "It feels like time stopped in here." I began exploring the ground floor. The silence was suffocating, but soon I was interrupted by a faint whisper. "Is anyone there?" I asked. No response. I kept walking, but something strange caught my attention. The paintings on the walls seemed to shift position when I wasn't looking directly at them. As I climbed the creaking stairs, I felt a presence. "I feel like I'm being watched," I thought, gripping the flashlight in my hand, trying to ignore the chill running down my spine. Suddenly, I heard a knock coming from one of the rooms. Slowly, I approached. When I opened the door, I saw an old mirror covered in dust. In the reflection, I glimpsed the figure of a girl standing behind me. I quickly turned around, but no one was there. "This is getting too strange," I murmured, feeling the panic rising. I followed a trail of disturbed dust to a door partially hidden by an old tapestry. I opened it, revealing a room that had been locked for decades. The walls were covered with photos of missing children, including the girl I was looking for. On the desk, I found an old diary. Flipping through the pages, I discovered that the mansion belonged to a family of soul collectors. They lured innocent children to the house to capture them. I read aloud. They brought them here and kept them trapped. The notes mentioned a ritual to free the souls. As I read, the atmosphere began to change. It was as if the house itself was coming alive. The floor shook. The lights started flickering, and the whispers turned into piercing screams. I needed to get out of there, but as I tried to run, the door slammed shut on its own. I walked into a trap, I thought. The girl I had seen in the mirror appeared again, but this time she spoke. "Help us." Panic took over. But I knew that the ritual described in the diary could free the souls trapped in the mansion. I extinguished a candle as instructed and recited the words written there. Suddenly, a bright light flooded the room. The screams stopped and the doors finally opened. The shadows vanished, and the oppressive presence that filled the mansion was gone. Staggering but relieved, I left the house. Outside, I took a deep breath, looking back at the mansion. "They're free," I whispered, still processing what had just happened. Later, back at my office, I answered a phone call. "Yes, the case is solved," I replied, my voice still marked by exhaustion. But Ravenwood will never be the same. When I hung up, I noticed something in the mirror of my office. In the reflection, The girl from the Holloway mansion was watching me, silent, sending one last chill down my spine.